There is a quote from Hippocrates that says, let food be your medicine and medicine be your food. And I am an advocate of that because I do know that there are a lot of foods that we eat, some of the most healthiest foods that we eat, can be a substitute for some of the prescription medications that we are taking and the doctor prescribed. And the foods that we eat will be less side effects, actually no side effects, whereas some of the prescription drugs that we're prescribed for high blood pressure in particular, they can cause some side effects and some issues. So today I thought I would talk a little bit about 10 foods that can help lower your blood pressure naturally. So that's what we want to kind of give a little glimpse of today. What foods can you eat to help lower your blood pressure? In America particularly, there are, millions of people who have been given a diagnosis of hypertension, high blood pressure, and they've been prescribed medications. And believe it or not, there are some people who are taking 3 different types of high blood pressure medication, which I think is a lot, in my opinion. But we're going to talk about 10 foods that are the most popular foods to help lower your blood pressure that you may want to start adding to the foods that you eat if you have a diagnosis of hypertension, or if hypertension runs in your family, or maybe every now and then your blood pressure goes high. All right, so that's what we're going to talk about today. But before we go any further, my name is Sharon. For those who don't know me, I am a registered nurse, and I have been working in healthcare in the medical field for over 38 years. And I am excited about being able to share with you some of the things that I have learned over the years about how to stay healthy, how to get healthy, how to be the healthiest version of yourself. Now, it is a process. It's not an overnight remedy. You didn't get ill overnight, believe it or not. The illness was there and it progressed, and then you started having symptoms, and that's when you went to the doctor, and that's when you were diagnosed with whatever the disease process is. So we're going to start out with number 1, which is leafy green vegetables. Leafy green vegetables are very, very good for high blood pressure. So things like spinach, kale, collards. So these vegetables are rich in nutrients called nitrates, which the body converts to nitric oxide. It's a compound that helps to relax and widen the blood vessels, improving the blood flow and reducing blood pressure. So for those who want to take notes, grab your pen and paper and pencil and paper and jot some of these down if you don't already take these. Now, I actually cannot say how much of these different 10 vegetables will be, how much to take. Like, I don't know if I should tell you to take 1 cup, 2 cups. I don't know that. So that's going to be your homework. I want you to look it up. I'm all about empowering people to, be their own healthy researcher, okay? So I want you to research, these vegetables and find out, what amount of servings you should have per day to help with your blood pressure and help get your blood pressure lowered, all right? So that is the green leafy vegetables. All right, now the second thing is berries. Berries like blueberries, strawberries, raspberries. These are packed with, different substances that are good for blood pressure. They also have antioxidants, and they have been shown to lower blood pressure and improve your heart health. So that's going to be berries. Any kind of berries, blueberries, strawberries, elderberries, raspberries, all kinds of berries. They're going to be good for the blood pressure. The third vegetable that's good for blood pressure is beets. Beets contains dietary nitrates similar to the leafy green vegetables that we talked about earlier, and these help to lower the blood pressure by promoting nitric oxide production. Now that's going to be a good word for you to look up. Nitric oxide. Okay, you want to look that up and see what it can do for the body, which is a very important mineral for the body. All right, number 4 is bananas. I want to thank everybody. I can see people are here live. Thank you for being here live with me. I appreciate you. Thanks for being here. And for those who will be watching the replay, thank you for that. So bananas. Bananas is an excellent source of potassium, which helps to balance the effects of sodium and relaxes blood vessels. So this is going to lead to having a lower blood pressure. All right. So now so 1, 2, 3. That's number 4. I have my notes here, so I don't want to miss anything of my 10 that I wanted to talk about. Now it's going to be more than 10 when you start doing your own research. But for now, it's too many to say, actually, so I picked 10, the 10 of the most common ones. So people actually use bananas for lowering blood pressure, all right? Legumes is number 5. Legumes is things like lentils, any kind of bean. These are high in fiber, they're high in protein, and they have lots of minerals like magnesium and potassium in it. And these all support blood pressure management and can be a healthy replacement for your high fat protein sources. So legumes will be good for you to help lower your blood pressure. Now I know when I was growing up, for those who don't know, I grew up in Arkansas, and we had beans a lot. I think the favorite bean that we had was pinto beans. I don't know if any of you have ever had pinto beans. We had pinto beans, kidney beans. Sometimes we had navy beans. All of these were beans that were good. At the time, I didn't know. You know, I'm a child, you're right, and I had no clue that they were good for blood pressure. But if you don't already eat that type of food, I do recommend that you add that, you know, to your list of foods that you eat. You know, the variety of foods can be very good for you. Now, number 6 is oats. And oats contain magnesium and a special type of fiber called beta-glucan, which can lower cholesterol and reduce arterial stiffness, and thereby it improves blood pressure. So oats, oatmeal, that's all going to be good for you. I know there are people who eat a bowl of oatmeal every day for their breakfast. So that's a good habit to have. Actually, oatmeal is good for a lot of things because it's high in fiber. You know, it helps with your digestion and things like that. So oats would definitely be a good choice to add to help you lower your blood pressure. Okay. Number 7 is dark chocolate, which it is rich in flavonoids and other antioxidants that can enhance blood flow. And it can relax your blood vessels. Dark chocolate. Now, when I say dark chocolate, I'm talking about the chocolate that is not actually sweet. That's going to be your dark chocolate is going to be the best chocolate. And I'm not talking about the brand of chocolate that's used to make, you know, your chocolate cookies and things like that. Not that kind of chocolate. This is going to be dark chocolate. This is going to be good. This dark chocolate, not only is it good for blood pressure, but it actually has been known to be good for helping you go to sleep. So it's good for sleep as well. So, but definitely helps to lower blood pressure. That's going to be dark chocolate. It's going to come in a bar. It's not going to have any sugar. If you have any sugar, it's going to be very little. You know, it'll be very little sugar, not the sugary kind. And then when you buy the bars, there's little squares that you can just like break off a little square and have that probably once a day to help with lowering your blood pressure. All right. Now, number 8 is garlic. And probably if you've been around as long as I have, you have heard this before, that garlic is good for blood pressure. And it is true. So garlic contains compounds that can act as like ACE inhibitors. Now, ACE inhibitors are prescription drugs that have been ordered by your doctor. So garlic acts the same way as this ACE inhibitors, and there are many of them out on the market, brand names of ACE inhibitors that are there. But garlic does the same thing that ACE inhibitors do. So you want to try to add garlic. I know some people are like they don't like the way the garlic makes their breath smell or things like that, but it actually is worth it to eat garlic to improve your blood pressure, to lower it, and also it also reduces the need for salt to flavor your foods. So you don't need to put as much salt. If you're putting garlic in as one of your flavorings, you don't need as much salt. All right. Now, number 5 food that you can eat to help lower your blood pressure is fatty fish. Now, fatty fish are fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines. These are a good source of omega-3 fatty acids, and these are good choices for helping to reduce inflammation in your body and also to help reduce your blood pressure. Okay, so now the last food that I want to add today is pistachios. And pistachios is a nut that contain magnesium, fiber, and other beneficial compounds that seem to have a strong positive effect on lowering both the systolic and the diastolic blood pressure. And when I say that, when you go to the doctor, maybe they'll say, okay, your blood pressure is 150 over 100. So those numbers is where the systolic is the top number and the diastolic is that bottom number. So pistachios can help lower both the top number and the bottom number. So it is definitely a good addition to add to your diet. All right. So that's the 10 most common foods that are used to help lower blood pressure. If you don't already eat some of these foods, then I do encourage you to start adding these, especially if you're on blood pressure medicine and you want to get off. And if you're on 3 different blood pressure pills, I definitely want to encourage you to see what you can do to get off of at least 2 of them. Now, I don't know how some people end up on 3 blood pressure pills, but I do know people personally who were prescribed 3 different blood pressure medications to be taken at the same time every day. And you can only imagine that all the side effects from all those blood pressure pills could cause someone to not feel well at all. So sometimes people feel worse on the blood pressure medication than they felt with the high blood pressure. But try to add some of these foods that we talked about today, and just to see, do a science project. Maybe start out with 1 or 2 of them and see, as you take your blood pressure every day, you want to keep a record every day of your blood pressure so you can be aware of what's going on with it. And when you discover that some of these foods that we talked about today is keeping your blood pressure down, then talk with your doctor and ask them to see if you can come off some of the medicines now that you are using food instead of medication. All right. So that is it for today, and we will see. Oh, share this if you don't mind. Please share this video. Share it, like it. If you don't already, subscribe to my channel. And you'll be notified whenever I come on. Right now, I am coming on in the mornings at 7 o'clock, Monday through Friday, and so you can catch me at that time. I will have all different types of topics on health and wellness particularly holistic health and wellness, ways that you can get out of the medical matrix. All right. And I also have to say that this video is for entertainment purposes. It is not meant to prescribe, advise, or anything in the world of medicine. Just wanted to educate you and bring awareness to you about all the holistic and natural things that you can do to help stay healthy or help get yourself healthy. Okay? So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. We will see you the next time.